You on mute, bro? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Welcome back to another episode.
Hey, I'm just over here talking. Welcome to another episode of Grow Live Dream, y'all. I am your boy LaVar Robinson, and this is my brother T Hutton, the motivator. And we excited to be talking with you guys today. What's up, T Hutton? How you doing, man?
Man, I'm doing good, man. It's been a good day. I've been super active, super busy since about 6:30 this morning, so it's been really good.
Oh yeah, man, it's been pretty rough over here. Like sometimes my sleep last night, I don't know whether I scratched my eye or whatever it may be, but that thing been on leak all day. I feel like it's something in it, man. But we're gonna fight through this thing and make sure that we give our people this knowledge.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're going to get right after it. Before we get started, though, Facebook user, whoever you are, hello to you. Make sure you get in the chat, put your name. For all those that are watching live, make sure you join the conversation, take part in the conversation. We want to know, we want to address anything that you're dealing with in regards to our topic today. And that topic is do you got rhythm? Do you have rhythm? Got rhythm?
Got rhythm, like got milk. Got rhythm.
Hey, look, I remember the got milk commercial. They just asked the question, got milk? So we asking you today, got rhythm?
Definitely.
So if you got the emoji for it, put that put one of those music tones in the chat. Once you join the chat and get ready for this conversation. Are you ready, LV?
I'm ready. Let's get it.
So the question today is, do you got rhythm? And what does that look like in life? When we say got rhythm, we mean, what does the rhythm of your life look like? Mm-hmm. See, oftentimes in life, we have a rhythm that we move along with. That rhythm itself can be challenged at times by the different things that pop up in life that we are unaware, that we get blindsided by. Mm-hmm. And it knocks us off a rhythm. It knocks us out of step. We can consider that rhythm like a cadence, LaVar. You remember being in the military and they would call cadence?
Oh, yeah, definitely. 100%.
I remember hearing all the different cadence when I first got into the military. And I was like, dude, this is a waste of energy and time. Because like now I got to spring back to you. I'm already tired while I'm running down this road. Now you're taking more of my oxygen from me.
Right. You know, and when I think about what we're talking about today and what we get ready to get into, you know, I think about music. You know, I'm a music head, really heavy, right? You know, have you ever been listening to some music and there was like an offbeat, like something weird, you know, in the beat? You're like, what just happened? Or maybe you might see somebody dancing. They may do, you know, like do a wrong little step right there. It looked weird, right? But that's how it is in our life. Right, we got to make sure we keep rhythm. Right, we got to make sure we keep pace, and I got to make sure I say this, y'all, because we're gonna give you guys this information. Whatever my eye doing is making my nose water and everything. All right, but I'm gonna give you guys this information. You hear me? So, but it's super important that we stay on rhythm in our life. That we keep people around us that are gonna help us keep pace.
Yeah. And you're right. That's the thing about it. You know what I'm saying? You want to keep pace in life, but oftentimes that pace gets challenged by life itself.
That's right.
Oftentimes you have things that happen that really just kind of throws off your balance. Mm-hmm. It really throws you for a loop. And it's like, okay, well, what does this look like? How is life supposed to really look? What am I really supposed to be doing? Because I was headed the right direction, I felt, and I was making good pace. And everything seemed to be moving along in a very, let's say, rhythmic function. Mm-hmm. I could see the rhythm in my life, but then all of a sudden, something derailed my rhythm. Now I'm off beat. Look, LaVar, I remember being in high school, and you would go to the dance, you go to homecoming, you go to the dance, and it always be that one person that would look like Carlton and just be off rhythm. You'd be like, come on, dude, you're off beat. You gonna get in the middle, you gonna step out in the middle electric slide and be off beat. Yeah, it's a whole group of people. It should be easy.
Right.
But that person will stand out like a sore thumb. And sometimes in life, there's things standing out in our life like a sore thumb because we're off beat. We have lost our rhythm in our lives.
Yeah, I mean, you can look at it in so many different areas, like even a schedule. Right, you know, putting yourself in a schedule that can be considered a rhythm. Right, you're putting yourself in a rhythm on a day-to-day basis. It makes it easy for you to go about your day. The only problem is just most people are all over the place. Yeah. Right, if you're somebody that's watching right now and you feel like being all over the place is uncomfortable, go ahead and put a fire sign in the chat. Right, because being uncomfortable, not having your schedule where it need to be, and not only that, having people that are not part of your schedule come in and not consistently knock you off that schedule or off your rhythm sucks.
And it does suck to be knocked off rhythm, to be knocked off step. And like going back to what I was saying to you about the cadence, and because the cadence is a rhythm. Mm-hmm. And when I remember first got into the military, I would complain about the cadence, but then I ended up learning the history of a cadence because I had to look it up. Like, what's the point of this? Because I felt like it was a waste of energy. So, you know, us, if we feel like something's a waste of time, waste of energy, waste of money, we got to figure out the reasoning behind it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So
when I looked up the cadence, and the reason the military used cadence, initially it wasn't for road marches or jogging and things like that. It was so they can all be in the same order when they were at war. So that you could be able, everybody could load the gun at the same time and be able to fire the muskets at the same time to make sure you don't have somebody shooting when somebody's not shooting and accidentally shoot one of your own soldiers. So in life, you have the same thing. There's some things that might be firing off in your life, but it may be causing you damage. It may be causing you peril because it's going off at the wrong time. Have you ever seen like you came into an opportunity, but you came into that opportunity at the wrong time? Because see, that rhythm keeps you on beat. It keeps you on pace. But imagine if you're running, LeVar, and you're running faster and faster and faster, and one of your feet get off pace. And now you're falling and falling and falling. And you might get to the finish line, but what if you fall just before it? What if you fall short? Because you've been falling for so long because your feet can't keep up with your pace. The things that you're trying to do, you're moving too fast for your own good. I remember being young, the older people would say, you're doing too much for your own good. You're moving too fast. You better slow down, young man. Or are you willing to slow down because your rhythm doesn't say you're supposed to be moving that fast? I get you want to get there as soon as possible. But getting there too soon, you may actually miss the opportunity. There's a possibility of missing the opportunity because you got somewhere too soon.
Right. And you also want to look at it from a particular standpoint of adding steps, which could be a part of the beat, right? If you skip it, as you're saying, you'll get there too fast, but it'll also make the rhythm feel weird. It'll make the song feel weird. It'll make the journey feel weird. You'll get there not feeling complete. As opposed to accepting the beat, accepting the cadence, accepting the rhythm, and just continuously moving. Super important.
Super important. So what does your beat look like? What does your cadence look like? LeVar, I know you've done music and we've talked about this before in light of music, but let's talk about it. Like you have in music, you have what they call like the 2/4 rhythm.
Yeah.
You have a 3/4 rhythm. You have a 4/4 rhythm. Like you have these different rhythms, and all of us have our own personal rhythm.
Right.
So you have to really realize, what does that rhythm look like for you? What does that cadence look like in your life? And when you get off step, you need to know what that cadence is so you can get back on step. You need to know what that rhythm is. If you get off beat in your own life, because it's your life, it's your beat, it's your rhythm. If you get off track, you need to be able to get back on track.
Yeah.
So what does that rhythm look like for you? LeVar mentioned it earlier, schedules, routines. A lot of people will say, well, LeVar, I don't have a routine. My life is all over the place. I don't have a schedule. What would you tell someone that's telling you that?
Oh, well, first and foremost, someone that doesn't have a schedule, that doesn't have a routine, you can actually see that in their life. A majority of people that don't have a schedule or routine, you can see that in their success. You can see that in their life. You can see that in their relationships. You can see that, right? Because that routine really is what puts everything together. If you're someone that's watching right now, you feel like, you know, it just feels like when everything is in order, that things just go a lot smoother. Go ahead and put fire sign in the chat. Because that's really what it's all about. We got to make sure that we move in order. We got to make sure that we move in pace. We got to make sure that whatever we're doing, that we're doing it in a way that makes sense and not being too random about it. This is why we got to be careful with the people that are in our life. right? We have some people that are there. Like, I like to say that if I'm the type of individual, that's looking to go after something, that's looking to do something in my life, and I tell the people around me of what I'm looking to do, and they're constantly throwing the wrong stuff at me. Like I may say I don't want to do something, and they like, hey, look, you want to do this tomorrow? They ask that, but I just told you yesterday that I don't want to do that, right? I'm trying to get myself in a rhythm, and you throwing me out of rhythm. That's the wrong type of individual to keep around me.
Yeah, you don't want someone that's going to try to continue to keep you off beat. Someone that's going to continue to throw off your rhythm. You're like, hey, man, I stopped drinking. They like, you want to go out to the bar? I'm like, what am I going to get at the bar? But no, you just come with me. I'm going to drink, and you're just going to sit there with me.
Yeah.
Nah, it's okay.
Yeah.
Hey, man, you know, I gave up red meat, LeVar. Man, when we go into the steakhouse, they serve fish. Like, come on now, bro.
You sure you want to give up that red meat now? You sure?
I'm
tell you what, I got you. I'm gonna bring some steaks over later. All right, we gonna see if you're really serious about this.
That's how serious you really is. Are you dedicated to your belief? Like, I'm gonna bring these steaks over on your grill when we cook this weekend.
Exactly. Guys, if you're watching, make sure that you comment, make sure that you share, guys. Share this information. Make sure you like, love, listen. We're here to provide you with not only just energy, but wisdom, knowledge, some things you can actually employ in your life to be able to build, and not only just build slow, but to be able to build the right way. Build fast, but build the right way. All right. So yeah, that's just an example of having people come in your life and kind of throw you off. Like you may be doing something and somebody comes along and unexpectedly, it may not be on purpose, throw something that may seem nice and shiny in front of you. And you're like, you know what? Let me do that. But it wasn't a part of your plan. It wasn't a part of what you were looking to do. Right. So we have to slow down, take a step back and make sure that that's not going to throw us off rhythm. A lot of us are very impulsive in our thinking. We're very impulsive in our decisions. So what we tend to do is something cool comes about, and we just jump in there and don't realize that it just threw everything else around us out of rhythm.
You know what, LeVar? I'm gonna challenge you on that impulsion. I think what it is not so much that we're impulsive, that we're emotional. And just like when we sitting there,
you know what? We about to have our first disagreement on.
Come on here. Look. So
we got our first disagreement.
Hey, let me explain to you my point, then I want to hear yours, okay?
Because impulsive means that you didn't really give yourself enough time to really to have emotional intelligence kick in.
Now, let me tell you why I say it's emotional. Because going back to our topic about a rhythm, oftentimes people allow emotions because emotions can be triggered. They don't need time to sink in. Because emotions, because you already had an emotional attachment to something before it came. So you knew if this shiny object came along, I want it. So like you're sitting there at the club and you're sitting there chilling and you're relaxing and your song come on. You don't need to hear the whole song before you get out there to dance. That's my song. You jump out on the floor and you're ready to go. The problem is that when you're emotional about it, you don't make the best decisions. Because see, behind emotions, it's really nothing. There's nothing really behind it. It's not seated in anything. But if you were to just be, you know what I'm saying? If you're just, let's be honest, impulsive doesn't have any tangible feelings to it at all. Because anything can trigger you.
Yeah, we're saying the same thing because you're moving on to something, but you're moving too fast.
Either way, you're moving too fast without the lack of thinking about it. Exactly. We want you to be conscious in your decision.
We need to be conscious in this decision, y'all. Conscious.
and you know what? When I think about being conscious in our decisions, what I think about is when someone tells me that they don't have a schedule, I challenge them on that. Because guarantee you got a schedule. You might not be accustomed what your schedule is. And because what people say is, I don't have a schedule because I don't do the same thing day in and day out. Well, guess what? Your routine might not be a 24-hour routine. You might have a 48-hour routine, 72-hour routine, a 7-day routine. Because you might not do the same thing every day. But if you look over the totality of your life, if you look at your life in a month span, I guarantee you're going to find a routine.
And you know what? I'll actually go as far as, one of my mentors, she would say on a daily basis for 2 to 3 days, just journal. Journal how you move, journal the things that you do, and you'll find that routine. As a matter of fact, not only will you find that routine, you'll also find when you're most productive. The times of day that you're most productive, you'll find the times of day that you're not. Believe it or not, we have a scenario where we don't really know when we operate at the highest peak, at the highest frequency. But if you can find that, you'll be able to put more work in at that time.
Yeah. Yeah. I 110% agree with you about that. Because let's be honest, I already know what time is mine, but that comes from, like you said, taking the time to figure that out. Everybody has their own, like you said, that time slot where you are the most creative or the most productive or the most anything at a certain given time of day, unproductive. And what we don't do is we don't take the time to really figure that out. That's like right. I challenge you, if you feel like you don't have enough time in your life, to do a little logging. Catalog your time and see where those big time gaps are, where you have more time. Because watch this, LeVar said it before on the show. A child comes into your life, and when you thought you was too busy before, now you got all this time that you spend on a child. It's like, well, where did that time come from?
Right. Exactly. I'm going to say, I got some advice for everyone that's listening. And this right here will help you with your rhythm. It'll help you in life. It'll help you with your loved ones. It'll help you in business. It'll help you, period. Y'all ready? I hope y'all ready, because it's important. Learn how to say no. Learn how to say no. When you got things, do that, LeVar? What you say?
Well, why would I want to say no?
Because you already have your routine. You already have what you have planned in front of you. And people are gonna always show up and ask this or that. They're gonna want this and that. You gotta be willing to look at your plan and say, all right, does that match with what I'm doing? Does that match with where I'm going? I'm gonna say no. Even if just for now, I gotta say no. Because you thought about it. You already have your business plan. You have your plan figured out. What do you think, Tion?
I'm laughing because when I think back on one of the things I was going to touch on today about rhythm is what most people don't understand. A rhythm has a direction. And you said it, like you already have a plan, and that plan has a direction. And does it match the direction in which I'm going?
Doesn't matter.
You can have a rhythm that's going a direction, and you can be in a routine, a rhythm, a sequence, and it can be dancing along to the beat of your life, and it's going completely the opposite direction of where you want your life to be going.
Right.
Like you could be going completely the opposite direction. You ever seen a car going down the road in reverse? They're still making progress. They're going somewhere, but they're going the wrong
direction.
Or they're going the wrong way and head on traffic because they're going the wrong way, and it's even more dangerous for them. But my point is that you can go the wrong direction and still be in motion. You can have a rhythm and be going the wrong direction. So when someone comes in your life and LeVar's telling you to know how to say no, because that person may be trying to change your direction. They might be offering you an opportunity to take a U-turn, or even not even a U-turn, a left turn that takes you all the way out the way from where you're trying to get to.
All the way out the way.
You take that wrong turn one time, and what was going to take you 20 minutes to get to in life now takes you an hour. See, it's going to take you 2 more years to get that degree, LeVar. Now it's going to take you 4 years to get that same associate degree.
That's right. I mean, I look at things like this, and hopefully everybody feels the same way. But I believe that what makes you stronger is understanding how powerful your choice is, right? How powerful you are to be able to make a decision, right? That decision is everything, right? So if that person does come along and if they do throw you off rhythm, it's not their fault. It's yours. And we got to make sure that we understand that. Right? Because once we make a bad decision, we got to give ourselves grace and jump back in the game and not make that decision, not make that choice again. right, makes you make a better choice moving forward. Things like this are super important moving along in life. Go ahead.
Why are you always trying to make people take accountability for their own actions?
Why
are you that guy?
I have to, because I realize how much power it gives you. Go ahead and put power in the chat, y'all. Because at the end of the day, that's what we want. We want to increase our power.
Man, put power and accountability together.
Okay, power and accountability. Let's do it. Power and accountability. Y'all put that in the
chat. Because it seems like that's what it takes. You know what I'm saying? The accountability just gives you more power.
That's right.
Being accountable for your own rhythm. Mm-hmm. Being accountable so when you do get off stuff, when you do get off beat, to get back on beat. Understanding what that looks like. Being honest with yourself. Like, I was on beat and I know that I got off beat. Let me do what it takes to get back on beat. Because oftentimes we'll say something like, well, I know what the rhythm was when I was being successful. And I know that I'm not doing the same things I was doing. But it's like, well, hold on. What's the but for? If you knew what it takes to be successful and you know what you were doing when you was being successful, why is there a but? Why are you not doing it?
Exactly.
Because I don't have the time to do it now. Why don't?
Exactly. Keep talking.
What changed? And that's the problem we have. We run into that problem where oftentimes we have these different things going on in our life, and we're trying to figure out, how do I get back on pace? How do I get back in step? How do I get my rhythm back? Well, you get the rhythm back by looking back at seeing what was working for you. Reinstituting those things in your life, those routines in your life, because those routines went away because you made a choice for those two. You got to be accountable about that choice. You made that choice. You're on mute again.
100%. Making sure that you're able to look in the mirror, making sure that you're able to kind of like take a look at it, plan to review, right? Look at that rhythm. And get that rhythm back together, because at the end of the day, it does not affect anyone else more so than it affects you, allowing people and allowing yourself to throw yourself off rhythm.
And look, I'll be honest with you. We talked about this being rhythm, and in rhythms, when you listen to music, there's always this one note that you never hear. It's called a rest note. It's silent. A lot of times it comes right before the drop. You know what I'm saying, LeVar? Right before the beat drop, it's silent. And what you need to do is sometimes you need to rest. Because right before the beat drop, when you're ready to get back on step, you need to take a rest. You need to take a break, take a breath. Mm-hmm. Like, I remember being young, I used to play the saxophone. And right before you get to one of those major chords, there's a period where you rest because you need to get your oxygen. You need to get your wind back. Mm-hmm. Because there's something that's going to require more from you, and you need to rest before you hit that. You need to prepare yourself.
I love the fact that you're throwing music in there, because I want to talk about that really quick. If you look at cadence, if you look at rhythms of songs, you may see and if you count it out, you'll see in a beat it going like this. But if you understand what you're listening to, there's also this going as well. And it's also going as well. What I'm saying is this: just because you're moving slower than somebody else, just stay on rhythm, stay on pace, stay moving forward. Regardless, you're moving forward. You have your rhythm. Don't try to switch up your rhythm from anyone for anyone else, because you're gonna throw yourself off pace. Let those other people operate like this. That's okay. That may be where their rhythm is. That may be where they're comfortable. It does not make you less of a person, less of a business owner to move a little bit slower. Because understand, moving like this, you will end up finding some things that person moving like this completely missed. You got to stay on your pace. You got to stay in your rhythm. Without that, you're going to throw yourself completely off. And now everyone around you see it. Everyone sees it. You're looking in the mirror, you're irritated because you can't get anything done. You got a particular goal, and it seems like that goal is taking 10 years But if you actually take a step back and you look at it and say, all right, well, what is happening? Every time I get started, I end up veering right or left, as T. Hutton said a little bit ago. I end up veering left and I end up staying over there for 2 to 3 years. Feel like it. And then I'll be like, oh, let me pick this thing back up, as opposed to just saying, let me just stay consistent with whatever it is that I'm doing. I will arrive at where I need to go. I don't care whether a car is driving 100 miles per hour and 2 miles per hour. They're both going to reach the destination as long as they're going the right way. Period.
You know, it's funny when I'm watching you do the metal down thing, and I'm laughing at myself because I'm like, most people, I don't know. I challenge people to go and watch an orchestra because everybody's playing in different tones. Everybody's playing at different rhythms, but it comes together and makes a beautiful sound. And that's how it is in life. You may be moving super slow, or you may be moving super fast. But the person moving super fast might be taking choppy steps where you're taking long strides. So you know what I'm saying? Each one of your steps, maybe it's like here's an example. You ever walk with somebody shorter than you, LeVar? I know you have because I'm shorter than you. So, but my point is that if you look over to the person to your right that's shorter than you, they may be taking 5 to 10 steps to your 2 to 3. And it's like, well, keep up. And it's like, well, I am keeping up. It's just taking me more to keep up. Or it's like, slow down. It's like, well, I'm not moving that fast. I'm only taking 2 to 3 steps. And that's the problem, because if you're trying to match somebody else's rhythm, you will find yourself either burning yourself out or not putting forth enough energy. I remember being in school and they used to say all the time that, you know what I'm saying, some kids seem like they have bad behavior problems because they're too smart for the group they're in. They need to be in advanced classes. Because if they're in a class that doesn't require anything from them, then they're going to get in trouble because, let's be honest, they're bored.
How many of you guys were bored in school? How many of you guys were bored in school? I know I was bored. I know I was bored. And I'll definitely agree with you as we get ready to close out here. I agree with you 110%, my brother. You know, we really got to do better with making sure that we keep our pace, that we keep our rhythm, and that we don't let people come in our life and throw us off rhythm. The problem is that that's right, Gerard. I see you, brother. The problem is that we allow not only people, but we also allow ourselves to throw ourselves off the rhythm because we're thinking too hard about what we should be doing. Right? You'll always hear me say this on this show. You hear it all the time. You got to give yourself grace. You got to forgive yourself. You got to forgive yourself for moving at a pace that you don't feel like you feel like you should be moving faster in. You got to forgive yourself and let it be okay. Now get back to work. Now stay on pace, because understand this: every time that you stop, going after your dreams, as E.T. said, you could be delaying your dreams another 5 to 10 years. Every time that you do that, you got to make sure that you're moving at the pace that you need to move and keep the people around you that are going to support that pace. Not people that are going to be fearful of how hard you're moving. Not people that are going to be fearful about what you got going on. My belief, if the people around you not saying that you're doing too much, you're not going hard enough. And that's just my thought process in life, because a majority of people don't know what it looks like to go super hard. A majority of people, when they see people going hard like that, they get uncomfortable. You make them uncomfortable. So make sure that you follow your pace, your rhythm. If you're one of those people that can work and only get 5 hours of sleep and you feel just fine, guess what? Get that 5 hours of sleep and keep pushing. Don't worry. Don't worry about those people that said, slow down, get some rest. All that. No. Right now, you're in a momentum in your mind, in your rhythm, and you making it happen. Y'all go out there and do what you need to do. I'm going to go ahead and pass over to you. You going to close us out, brother?
Look, do you got rhythm? Got rhythm? Your answer to that should be yes. Definitely, I have rhythm. Whether it's rhythm of me dancing, if it's rhythm of me walking and talking, even like if you're spitting a poetry verse, you should have rhythm. Because in life, you need that rhythm. You need that routine because that rhythm and that routine keeps you on track to reach the goal.
Right.
No matter what that goal is that you're striving for, that you're reaching for, that you're pursuing, that rhythm keeps you on track.
Mm-hmm.
And the good news about it, like LeVar said, you want to continue in that rhythm because that rhythm allows you to build momentum. And although you may be taking one step an hour, as that momentum continues to build, you'll find yourself from walking to jogging to running to sprinting, and lastly, crossing the finish line to reaching whatever goal or dream that you have. We challenge you, stay in beat, stay on pace, keep your rhythm, because we know that if you stay in rhythm, you can reach your goals. We want to see everyone part of the Grow Live Dream community reach their goals. We want to see everyone in the world that is striving to reach something, no matter what it is, that you're able to reach your goals, because we know that it's possible. Continue to work on developing you one day at a time, one step at a time, one beat at a time, and you will reach your goals. Once again, thank you for watching Grow Live Dream. Go out to growlivedream.com, join the community, take part in everyone's around you development, because watching them develop allows you to develop. Set each one of each other free, and let's develop together and become the best us possible. Have a great one.
Holla.